Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, this weekend we got a good one coming up. We're going to see the best boxer in the world, Terence Bud Crawford, against a very, very, super, very formidable opponent. Terence Crawford's bidding to become a four-division champion. That's real hard to do. You four divisions. We're not talking about these little small divisions where it's 112, 115, 118. That's three divisions within 6 pounds. We're not talking that. We're talking way from 135 all the way up to 154. That's 20 pounds difference. You see what I'm saying? So that's not going to be easy. So, and he's fighting probably, I think everybody can really say probably the best guy up at that division. So it's not going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? But Bud Crawford has come in, and, it's the lead up. And I'm glad to hear Bud Crawford talk like he should be talking. He says, damn it, I'm the best fighter on the planet. And I think he, has a right to say that. I mean, he's done a lot of things. And I was trying to find a video from me that I did, saying this about a couple of years back. I said, basically, would the fighter, if we had to send one fighter, right, to save the planet, to fight the aliens, and we had to send one fighter, don't matter what weight, but to fight the aliens, to save the planet, who you sending? That's what you just do. That's how you can do it too. To find out who you gonna send to fight the alien dude at a certain weight. Who the hell you gonna send? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. So hey, I'm sending Bud, and I couldn't find the video. But when I was find that video, just find other videos with all the superlatives. Look at some of the things that people have said. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao, about 3 or 4 years ago, if not longer, was saying he wants $40 million if he's gonna fight Bud Crawford. You see what I'm saying? He wants $40 million if he's gonna fight Bud Crawford. This is Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So he's supposed to be the baddest one, right? Tim Bradley says, your boy Bud, he beats Pacquiao, of course, and he beats a prime Floyd. This is what Tim Bradley's saying. Now, Tim Bradley's kind of like his boy, but, a prime Floyd, no one is in that conversation, really. You know what I'm saying? No one ever said Spence or somebody else who's fighting nowadays, Sean Porter or anybody like that, would be the prime Floyd. He's the only one in these superlatives, right? Now, Teddy Atlas says Bud Crawford would end Manny Pacquiao's career. That's way back, about 5 years ago, when everybody was worried about his well-being. Bob Arum said, I'm not having that fight. I'm not letting Pacquiao get in there. I don't want Pacquiao to get hurt. This is about 8 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith was against it. Don't let him fight, Bud. He's going to get hurt. That's talking about Manny Pacquiao now. Then you're talking about a prime Floyd. When he was about to fight Errol Spence, most of the people were going for Terence Crawford, not going for him. They didn't like him more than Errol Spence. I'm saying thinking he's going to beat Errol Spence. Big old Errol Spence, who's undefeated, walking everybody down. This is for this dude that we're watching right now, right? He's older now, but he was watching him, right? Some even believe he can go way up here and beat Canelo. For the last 2 or 3 years, people have been talking about, if he can go up there and fight Canelo. Some believe that. That's outlandish, man. There should be none. Maybe 5% of the people who should think Terence Crawford should be a big old Canelo. But it's not. I would go up, say, about 35%, right? So, and let me speaking of Canelo, I think Terence Crawford was closer to fighting David Benavidez than Canelo is. Because everybody get to the point where Canelo ain't fighting him, period, and they start moving on. Benavidez went up to light heavyweight. Canelo's just not going to fight him. Canelo needs $200 million to fight him and just keeps moving on like that's not embarrassing. With Terence Crawford, they was kind of in negotiations. Your boy there had to come down to 160 to meet him somewhere at 160, right? But he would have, done that before Canelo. Well, that's closer than Canelo is. These are just examples of some of the things I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, Terence Crawford, man, he's really been, he's up in there. Now, he's going to have it hard against your boy, Majimov. Majimov is all that. And I'll tell you what Terence Crawford was saying. Here's a little article. He says, boxing superstar Terence Bud Crawford is gunning to become a 3-weight world champion as he moves up to 154 pounds against Idra Majimov for the WBA and WBO interim super welterweight titles at BMO Stadium in Los Angeles this Saturday on pay-per-view. Now, Did you hear what they said? Bidding to is gunning to become a 3-weight world champion. You think that was a mistake that they didn't know they made? No, he's not bidding to become a 3-weight world champion. A 4-weight, 135 lightweight, which he was lineal and there wasn't nobody there that could beat him. Undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147, and going up here to face the baddest one at 154. Isn't that 4? Now that mistake could have been made because they mean, maybe he's trying to become 3-weight undisputed. But don't get ahead of yourself, right? But those mistakes are on purpose. 3-weight champion. No, 4-weight champion. These be careful with these articles. Anyway, let's see what Terence Crawford had to say. He says, realistically, the next step was to do a rematch with Spence. Remember? Crawford turned Matchroom. For whatever reason, it didn't happen, so I had to move on with my career. The ultimate goal was to try to get the Canelo fight. Boom. That didn't happen, so we went to the next best thing. Right? Isn't that true? 154 was wide open. I was looking to fight Charlo. Remember that? He was looking to fight Charlo. Charlie wasn't really wanting to do that. He left, so I've got to fight with whoever I could get for a world title. Israel Madrimov is a tremendous fighter. He's 10-0, already a world champion. He's a tough, dangerous fighter. I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I think he's very strong. I think he's herky-jerky. I think he's elusive. He can box, he can brawl, he can move. He can take a punch, and that would make for a great fight. I know he's going to train hard. I know his coach would train him to be the best he can be. And come fight night, he's going to try to do everything and to do any and everything to dethrone me from my top spot, even though he's the champion. Okay? So he knows what time it is. They know what time it is. Remember, boy tried to fight Charlo, Tim Chu, or Fundura. It ain't like he didn't say he came up to 154 and didn't want to fight nobody. You see what I'm saying? He didn't pick and choose like others. Whoever is the baddest one would want to fight him. Again, and remember this, just like I used to say when he went up to 147, they should have been knocking at his door. All those fighters, all on the other side of the street. This little dude came to 147, and they were calling him the best pound-for-pound dude. A little skinny dude. Everybody should have been knocking at his door. If it was Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Ugas, Pacquiao, all of them should have been at his door saying, you ain't going to be no damn 100 pound-for-pound fighter. They talking about you coming up to our division, your little small ass. That's what should have been happening. That's what should be happening at 154, definitely. They should be knocking at his door trying to fight him. But it's not. There's a reason it's not. Anyway, what else he says? He wants what I've got, and that's the recognition, the accolades, the pound-for-pound spot. He wants to be at the top of the world like myself. He's going to be filled with so much energy and prove to the world that he belongs in the ring with the top fighters. I consider Israel the best 154-pound fighter in the division right now. So why not go for the top guy in the division right off the bat? Boom. So when he says, as for himself, he's been in situations like this, so he's ready to handle it. This is what Terence Crawford is up to. Yes, I agree with Terence Crawford. Guys, he's the best fighter on the planet, at least for another 4 or 5 days. With a loss, he's still first-time Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, and, probably wouldn't be in the GOAT status anymore. But he's going for GOAT status, but he'd have to probably win this. Now, to be the GOAT, let's make sure let's get this clear. You don't have to be undefeated to be the GOAT, right? Because there's a lot of GOATs. We're talking Sugar Ray Robinson and stuff. He had a lot of losses and stuff like that. But he fought a whole lot of times, so he's got to look at it differently. But I don't think you necessarily have to be undefeated. But you would have to do something. For example, if you lost to Madrimov, then you have to come back and then beat him and then do a few things and stuff like that to become GOAT. But he's in the GOAT conversation right now. And he just wanted to go and get in there so he could be, try to be the GOAT. It's going to be hard to do that. But let's not talk about that kind of stuff. Because Madrimov, he's going to get that respect. But I would say, going back looking at videos, trying to find y'all that video where I was saying he's the best on the planet, it was a lot of stuff before those fights. If it was for Kell Brook, if it was for Sean Porter and all that, even Jeff Horn, people would say, even Victor Postal, people were like, man, Crawford got it, man. It's going to be hard to beat these guys. It was the same kind of conversations that we're having about Madrimov. It's just after the fights you don't have those conversations. So yes, again, Terence Crawford, yeah, he's the best on the planet. For right now, for sure. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.